Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Natasha and this is Free Pattern Friday, and I have got several for you again today. But does it matter? The comments have been really good and the feedback from everyone saying that they really like the patterns that I choose and not to worry about the length of time that I'm doing the video for. So I'm just going with the flow, and I just want to share with you all the things that I find on a weekly basis. So I'm going to show you them, and I would like you to give me feedback in the comments as to which ones that you really like this week, and going forward that's what I would really love too. So I've sorted them out this week. You'll be surprised to know that I'm a little bit more organised. I'm getting into the flow of it, that's why. Now, let me just bring them down here. I'm going to start off with a few random ones. And then I am going to show you some that I have chosen. Let's make sure they're in the right order first. Now hold on. What was that? Oh no. Yeah, so I'm going to show you a few random ones. Then I'm going to show you some that are possibly for teachers' gifts. And then I'm going to show you some items that you can wear. And I've got some amigurumi ones, and then last of all I've also got some that I have been thinking about for random acts of kindness. So without further ado, I will share them with you. It has been a really hot day. I'm filming this on Wednesday evening, ready for Friday, so that tomorrow I can just blast on with the things that I want to carry on with, so that I can show you on my Monday video. And it has been swelteringly hot today. Not that I'm moaning at all, but it's still very hot, and it is 8 o'clock, so that's the reason why my room looks hazy, because I've got the what's left of the sunlight coming in on the side of me, which makes it look a little bit misty in and around. It's just not very clear. That's what I put it down to anyway, because in other videos that I've seen that's quite misty, that's what's happened, so that's what I'm going to say. So my first item of randomness is a sugaring cream by Sugar and Cream, and it is a frog bag. Now how cute is that? I just had to show you how cute it was. The light's going to be a pest now, isn't it? But look at that. I love the fact that the hands, or his arms then, go up on the little one's shoulder, and I just really love this. And they say that you obviously Sugar and Cream is a cotton, and the main colour is hot green with lime stripes and yellow and then red, and it's a 4mm hook, and the gauge is 15 single crochets over 16 rows, which comes to a swatch of 4 inches or 10 centimeters, and it is for approximately, the measurements are approximately 13 inches tall and 9 inches wide. In centimeters that's 33 by 23, That's excluding the straps. But like I say, it says use cotton, and I think I would agree for this one, to be honest. Not necessarily the sugar and cream brand. I have seen it in Hobbycraft, and obviously you can get it on online shops and things, but I'm not sure how local obviously it would be to you to be able to get hold of it. But you want a more robust material if you're going to be making a backpack, because I do find with wool it will stretch over time. But I just had to show you because I'm sure there's frog enthusiasts out there somewhere. But it's just really, really lovely. And I got this one from the Yarnspirations website. And then, sticking with Yarnspirations, I have found a pet bed. Now, it's got a cat on it, and it does say that it's just a crocheted pet bed. So obviously, if you've got a smaller dog, that would suffice. But I just thought it looked really, really comfortable and quite easy to do. And for this, the skill level is easy. I couldn't find a skill level on that one, but I would say that you'd need a bit of technique. So maybe an intermediate, because of obviously learning how to do the frog's fingers and things like that. But this one is the skill level easy, and the measurements are either 16, 22, 34 or 40 inches, depending on how big you want it, and that's the diameter. Yeah, that's weird, because it's also got, oh yes, I see. So 16, 22, 34 or 40 inches in diameter, or 45.5, 56, 86.5 or 101.5 centimeters in diameter. So it gives you both. The gauge is 6 double crochets and 3.5 rows, which is again 4 inches or 10 centimeters, with 2 strands held together and a larger hook. And the hook they're suggesting is a 6mm, and you can make it in extra small / small, a medium, large or extra large, and it ranges from between it's for the extra small to small is 3 balls, and a medium bed would be 4 balls, large is 5, and also the extra large is 5 as well. And the hook sizes, actually they're suggesting a 6mm and a 9mm, and they're favouring the Susan Bates. I love the Susan Bates hooks. They are really, really good. And so obviously, if you're not, it depends on what yarn you're using. They're suggesting to use the Softy Chunky by Bernette, and it all depends obviously on the yarn that you use to know what the hook sizes are. But you also need some quilt batting, which is 2 inches. And 2-inch buttons. That's it. As long as you know how to do double crochet front post and half double crochet, and what's the other one? Single crochet 2 together, you should be fine. And the instructions are that the instructions are written for the smallest size. If the changes are necessary for larger sizes, in the instructions will be written. number of each size are shown in the same colour throughout the pattern. Oh yes, that's right, and I quite like that because although I haven't actually printed out the pattern, because on this, if you can see there, all the colours, different colours are in for the measurements. As you go through the pattern, each bit is underlined in that colour, so you can just follow the colours, and so it doesn't get too confusing. So I liked that. That was quite a good idea as well. And the notes are just that the base and the edging are worked holding 2 strands of yarn together throughout, and then you change 3 at the beginning of the round, and that counts as a double crochet. So again, I thought one for the pets this week. Now, something totally different. Sorry, itchy ear. Something totally different. Still staying with the Yarnspirations, I found some crochet photo card holders. And they can be put obviously on a keychain. And I just thought that it was something just a little bit unique. I've not seen them before, so I had to share just in case any of you hadn't either. But they'd be good, you know, on a bag like it is as shown, or as a present, you know, for birthdays, Christmases, a friendship gift or anything like that. And they're suggesting to use Red Heart Super Saver Super Crafty in brights, and the set includes 12 balls. Oh, I see. So maybe it's the Super Crafter kit in brights, that's right. And it's a 12 ball pack. But again, you don't need to worry about that. And if you wanted to use the Super Saver, then I know that Hobbycraft do some of the Super Saver. But other than that, like I said before, online shops, whatever. But again, you don't need to use the Red Heart. It's only what they suggest because of it being Yarnspirations. Any yarn will do. And it only uses about 27 yards, 25 meters. You know, it's very small, scrappy projects. Again, which is what I was looking for, so that all the little yarn scraps when you've been making a project can be used up as well. And each photo card uses, like I said, I've already said that, sorry. Each photo card uses 27 yards, 25 meters of the main colour, a 5mm hook, or the size you needed to depending on what your yarn is, and a small amount of black for embroidered details on the frog, the bunny and the tiger versions. Ball, bead, chain or key rings are also needed. But again, I will show you. There's just one that's a bit more closer up. I just thought it was really quite cute, and just has a homemade touch to any photo. What else does it say? This one doesn't say whether it is easy or intermediate or anything like that. It's got a diagram of a heart if you follow diagrams and not just the written pattern. The measurements to fit are 2¼ by 3½, which is 5.5 times by 9 centimeters. The finished size is 4 inches by 5 inches or 10 by 12½ centimeters. The instructions are basic holder on the front. You just chain 13 and then carry on. I'm not going to read the whole pattern to you because I don't see the need. All my patterns that I share with you today are going to be in the description box below, so I'll leave you to have a look at them all. Now I have chosen a scrunchie. Now again, I was thinking about teachers' gifts, but I was also thinking along the lines of the maybe something totally different for the crochet kindness, acts of kindness, because sometimes we all need to have a scrunchie, don't we? And if we've lost one, as long as you put it in a bag, like a little plastic bag, you know, with a little message on it, like you normally would, to say, do you need a scrunchie? Here's one I made for you, something like that. I thought that would be quite cool. But of course, you know, if you just want to make them for your family or for family and friends, for little stocking fillers and all sorts of things like that, then obviously that's fine. Now, it's recommended that you use a 3.5mm hook, an elastic hairband with a diameter of 5 centimeters, so just a normal size one, you know, the ones that they must be a certain size, mustn't they? But the regular ones that you just buy in the pack, I'm sure they must be the 5 centimeter ones. And then you use about 25 grams of yarn for each of the scrunchies, and it's all straightforward. As long as you know how to crochet into the back loops, it will be fine. Now, if you want to have it larger, then to use a larger hairband or elastic string in the desired length and continue for a few more rounds. That's all they say. If you want to have one that's not quite so, you know, not as small as it is there. I mean, if you've got, say, massive, great big long hair, obviously they do, when it's done up in a bun or something, you wouldn't be able to just put the scrunchie over the top to hold it. So maybe it would have to be a little bit bigger, but I think that would be fine. And it's called an everyday glitter scrunchie because it is actually made in the one here is made with the sparkly yarn with stellina in it, but of course you don't have to make it glittery if you don't want. I just thought it would be nice to show an accessory that was actually crocheted rather than buying it. And now I found a bookmark which is called the Very Shelley bookmark, and all it is going up one side of the loop of the chain and then back down again, and it's just really simple. And again, why couldn't this one be an act of kindness? Because you could just gift in your little thing, you know, a bookmark in a little bag with an explanation. I think that'd be really nice. And the materials that you need for these are a 3.25mm hook, needle and scissors, 5 grams of 4-ply yarn. Again, not necessary, you can use cotton or even DK. I don't think it matters, you don't really need to use 4-ply unless you really want to. And then a button or beads to decorate. And the pattern repeat is a multiple of 6 plus 1 in the starting chain, and the finished length of 8 shells is 25 centimeters. And it also states on the pattern notes that the first chain 3 counts as the stitch. It shows you a chart if you want to work by a chart instead of the written, which is always handy because we can't always read it, and people that read patterns can't always read diagrams and charts, so it doesn't matter. And that's it. That's it for that one. And of course you can use any colour of too, can't you? Now we're going to move on to a couple of shawls, and one is filet crochet, which I thought was really nice, and you can just use any yarn that you like, and it's just really simple, and it's one of those patterns where you can just sit in front of the telly and not worry about it, and it's just straightforward. As soon as you learn the pattern repeat, you can just carry on. And it uses one skein. They're saying to use the Hobby Sultan Deluxe in colour Regent Rose, but of course you can just use any. And they're suggesting a 3mm crochet hook, depending on the yarn you use. And this one is also cotton that they're using. You don't have to use cotton. Cotton's good for the summer, but of course if you don't want to, you can always use DK or something like that and then have it more for the winter. 22 stitches by 11 rows, which is roughly 4 inches by 4 inches or 10 by 10 centimeters, and that is measured over DC, and it's got in brackets blocked. The pattern information for this is the Rhonda, which is what this one's called. Rhoda, actually. The Rhoda shawl is simple crochet wrap with an easy meditative row repeat. The pattern is a great introduction to filet crochet for those who haven't tried the technique before. Instead of following a written pattern for each row, you will follow a chart, and the pattern contains all the information that you need for this. Then it gives you the hashtags for social media and things if you wanted to share it, and it also gives you a link for the different yarns that the Hobby website does. But I thought it would be nice and easy for someone that hasn't actually tried it before, and that was my reason for it. Next we have a Cindy shawl, which is really good for using up scraps of all different colours, and I thought it was wacky, it was out there, it would be really, really good for Pride parades and things like that, and I just thought it was really, really pretty. And the pattern information for this one is this shawl is really fun to crochet. If you are not advanced in crochet, then just follow the instructions as they are and you will be sure to get a stunning result. If you want to be creative, Friends Wool has so many colours that you can definitely choose a unique combination for yourself. You don't need to use Friends Wool, like I said, you can use any that you like, but it's just nice. And the colours that they use here are sunflower, buckthorn tomato, dark magenta, bisonberry, purple rain, French blue, sapphire aqua, shamrock and bottle green. But of course, when you see the photo, you could just make up from your yarn stash, or just choose your own like they suggest. The measurements without the tassels are 80 inches long, which is 202 centimeters. From the top to the middle peak is 43 inches or 110 centimeters. And the crochet hook is a 5mm, again, depending on what yarn you use. Although for something like this, I would want it a little bit looser. So if it was recommended for a 4, then I would probably go up to a 4.5 or a 5mm, just to give it a little bit of slack. But that's only my own personal preference. And that's all I can say for that one. When you look onto the pattern, you might be able to see like the whole thing, but I just did the first 2 pages just so that I could show you and read you some of the information. And this is the last of the clothing garments, and I have found a christening gown which I would have adored for my children if I could actually crochet back then. And this is the Nome or Nome christening gown. The designer is Villa Made Hobby Design, and I love it, honestly. Really, really love it. It'd be such an heirloom. Really, really lovely. And it calls for 7, 8, 9 or 10 skeins of alpaca silk. Again, the material is up to you, the yarn is up to you what you use, and it all depends on the sizes from what I can gather, because the measurements, the sizes are 3, 6, 9 or 12 months. So for the 3-month one you need 7, for the 6-month one you need 8, for the 9-month one is 9, and for the 12-month one is 10 skeins. Crochet hook of 3.5, again depending on the yarn you use, and then 2 buttons with a diameter of 1 centimetre. The gauge is 21 double crochets. Uh, 21 double crochets by 9.5 rows, and the pattern information is that the beautiful christening dress is a simple shell pattern. The dress is crocheted from top to bottom in a soft and warm alpaca silk yarn. So don't worry about the yarn unless you actually want to use the exact same. But I just saw it and loved it, so I had to share it. It's not very often you see it, a christening outfit like that. Okay, now I've been talking for 27 minutes so far, and I do have a fair few patterns, so I'll try and go a little bit quicker, rather than just talking over all of the pattern like I have been, because I am a bit conscious of using up too much of your time. We are going to move on now to some amigurumi patterns that I found, and this one I've been thinking about showing for a couple of weeks, and I think, oh, I've shown sheep before, but this one is Frida the sheep, and I'm not sure if I've done this one before, and I didn't check, but I just thought, well, I'll show it again if not, because I wasn't really sure. But again, this is the bobble stitch one, and I just thought, oh, it's so cute. I really like it, but it would definitely be a yarn eater with that many bobbles. So the pattern information is all pieces are worked into the round, and it's approximately 22 centimeters high, and they're saying to use cotton. I use DK for my amigurumi, and that suits me fine, but it's up to you. And they're suggesting to use a 2.5mm hook and 6mm safety eyes. Again, you don't need to use safety eyes, you can always embroider them. And you need some pins, some fibre fill, and a needle for assembling. And that is literally it for this one, because there's not much written on the side. So I just had to show you. So that was Frida the sheep, and this is Theo the turtle. Now, isn't his belly lovely? I honestly, it just made me smile as soon as I saw his little belly. I really, really love it. And although I haven't printed out, oopsie, sorry, itchy nose. Although I haven't actually printed it out, the whole of the pattern to show you, his little backpack is the shell, and it was just so cute. So this one is, the pattern information is: always stuff the head and body firmly, work tightly to avoid holes between the stitches, all pieces are worked into a spiral. They've got some technique videos, which is magic ring, single crochet, double crochet, an increase and a decrease, and they're all linked on the pattern. If you obviously go onto the hobby website, and then you just click the links. If you don't know, if you want to follow them, then that's fine, because they're all listed there. If not, on YouTube there is plenty of tutorials that will tell you that, but it will be fine. And the designer is Piff Paff, P-I-F-P-A-F, Piff Paff, and this is Theo the turtle. It's really cute. And then we have Mr. Claus. How cute is that? And I first saw this one and thought, oh yes, that'd be really good. And that is because it uses an African flower in the middle. And then you attach those feet, arms and legs, maybe. Arms and legs. Mr. Claus. Isn't he just something else? I love him. Really, really love him. And again, this one actually could be used as a kindness. What are they? I bet you're all shouting at the screen, aren't you? Crochet kindness things. My mind has just gone blur. Sorry. Act of kindness. Because I reckon, I don't know, maybe he would, maybe a slightly larger one, but I reckon if you left him like in a yarn shop or something with a little tag on saying, I'm not for sale, please take me home, or something like that. And I got mine, actually I'll show you mine whilst I think about it. Hold on. I've had this one for years now, and he isn't especially well made. How critical is that? Because you can see his fibre fill through, but look at that face, isn't he beautiful? I really, really love him. Anyway, he had a tag around his neck, and he had an official site, and I've lost the tag now, but there was an official site for acts of kindness, and it said what his name was, Mr. Quackers or something like that, and it said, please give me a home. If you find me, then log on to the site. You had to like scan the QR code or something like that, and register where you found him. And I found him wedged in some yarn in Hobbycraft. That's where I found him. And that was probably 2017. And he just sits amongst my yarn because I think he's most at home there. And so I don't see why you couldn't do it for Mr. Claus. Because you could just lay him on the top somewhere in a yarn shop or on a bench or anything. It'd be fine. But yes, here's mine. So he sits amongst all of my yarn. Sorry, I've got such an itchy nose today. He sits amongst my yarn because I want him to feel like he's at home, just like he was in the yarn shop. So there is Mr. Claus, and the pattern information is introducing Mr. Claus, a bright red crochet crab pattern designed for intermediate crocheters with basic shaping skills. Crafted in soft cotton and assembled using granny hexagons. Oh, it looked like an African flower, didn't it? Anyway, using granny hexagons. This project combines creativity with technique. The pattern guides include step-by-step instructions accompanied by clear and detailed photo guides. Visual learners will appreciate the detailed images, which provide a helpful visual reference throughout the crafting process. Once completed, this adorable crocheted crab will make the perfect addition to any amigurumi collection or a unique gift for any marine life enthusiast. Now, I think that is such a good way of explaining it, because it's just bang on. I really, really love it. And the fact that it actually means that the pattern is more open to everyone than anyone, you know, because of the fact it has for visual learners as well, is really good. And the fact that the information states that, because I haven't seen it in any of the others. So that's a very good idea. Very good. Then I had to show you this one because I've got a cat called Lenny too. Isn't he just adorable? I love his hat and I love the colours, and although he's dressed up for winter and it is summer, I had to show you Lenny the cat, didn't I? You don't have to do the hat and the scarf to go with him, but I just thought he was cute and he had to be shown. Now, the pattern information for Lenny the cat is an intermediate project worked into continuous spirals. To keep track of the rounds, you may use a stitch marker or a safety pin to mark the beginning of the round. The head, body and legs are all worked in a single piece, and the Lenny the cat also has 3 accessories: a hat, a scarf and a pair of boots. Remember that it's always advisable to give the entire pattern a read before starting crocheting, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Good advice again. I do love the hobby website for all these free patterns and hints and tips. It just really works, doesn't it? I'm sorry about next door's dog, but I can't shut the window because it's far, far too hot. Oh, did I tell you? No, I don't think I did tell you. Hold on a minute. The height of Lenny the cat is 9.8 inches or 25 centimetres. They're suggesting to use cotton, but again, you can use anything. If you want to use safety eyes, they're suggesting 8mm, and the crochet hook is a 2.75. And I actually like 2.75 for my amigurumi too. The other one that I use is a 3.25 as well. Now, I had to show you Cuddly Bear. Isn't he just cute? And I know that this yarn is quite popular now, the cuddly yarn, whether you use Aldi or any of them really. It is quite a popular one. Now, Boheme Velvet is the yarn that these people use, that the hobby suggest. A 4mm hook, safety eyes of 10mm, and a safety nose of 16mm. You can buy the yarn and the material on the website, which is on the link in below. The finished size of it is 9.5 inches stuffed. Again, I don't see why you couldn't put it on a park bench with a note round its neck saying that I'm not lost, I just need someone to love me. Something like that for your act of kindness. And that's literally it, because I haven't printed off the rest of it to read it. There wasn't much, it was just the actual pattern, and I didn't want to do that because there's no point in reading it to you now when you can just look it up if you want to have the pattern. The idea of me doing this is just to highlight the fact that there are patterns out there, and if you like them then you can go and print them out. I only print them out because I can't put a picture here or here because I haven't worked it out yet. Otherwise that might have been a better option. At the moment I'm quite happy to spend the paper and the ink to show you all, because I can actually keep them for one day doing it myself. Now, this one is called Sarah, and I thought I would show you her because I'd done a couple of dolls last week as well, but I couldn't decide because there's so many. But I thought I would show you this one because I just think she's quite cute and I love her hair. So, the pattern information for Sarah doll is dressed nicely to be ready to meet her young boy or girl. Her best friend's name is Sungi, and they love to have fun together. It's approximately 12 inches tall, and they're suggesting to use cotton or a 2.5mm hook. But again, I use DK for my dolls if I'm going to make them, because I did mine when I was doing the chef for my son, which I abandoned because I found the trousers too hard, and that was before I managed to start up my YouTube channel. I did very well, and I used Aran yarn because I wanted it to be quite a bit bigger. That works just well really, and that's fine, but I like her. She's very pretty. Now these acts of kindness, I printed out a few so that I could show you and just give you some basic ideas really. We have got a chubby bunny. Let me just put that here. We've got a chubby bunny, and I got this from, oh dear, excuse me, I got this one from Ravelry, and they actually do ones that are summer and winter as well, in the chubby bunny range, but I thought they would be small enough just to do for these crochet act of kindness. And there isn't much to say about them on here, apart from the finished measurements are only 4 inches wide and 5 inches tall, and they're fairly straightforward actually. It's just magic ring, single crochet, decrease, and invisible decreases, things like that. So it's pretty straightforward. So I had to show you those. I don't like it when it's not a PDF, to be honest, because it's really hard to, when you click on it to try and print it, without all the gumph coming off, like all of this on the sides and things. So I really don't like it, but there's not really much I could do. Oh dear, getting tired. It's been a long day. Sorry about that. Now, where are we? Okay, I have got little Nemo fish. Same principle. And this is what I thought for the Acts of Crochet Kindness. They are suggesting to use the three different yarns, calling for 5.5 hook in orange. Oh, I suppose that means that they would be really, really big for 5.5 millimeter hook. Oh no. It says 3 different yarns calling for 5.5 millimeter hook in orange, white and black. Size 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. That doesn't make sense, does it? 2 safety eyes at 6 millimeters, and then some filling, fibre fill stuff, stitch markers and tapestry needle. They're saying that they used a light worsted weight yarn, and she used an I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby, which obviously is American, but you can use DK or cotton or anything. But I just thought they were really, really cute and thought that it would be good to show you as one of those things for Crochet Kindness. I'll make sure that it's in the description box below. Now I'm going to show you some hearts and some stars. Now the stars, I have got 2. I've got one that's slightly more padded with eyes, and of course you can call anyone a star, can't you? Like, oh, a star, because we have stars at the week at school and things like that, just for things that they've done really well or whatever, and I just think it's really nice. So excuse me, sorry. So of course with this, you could just put them in a bag with a little note, and so that's the reason why I showed you them. Again, this one you had to click onto it because it wasn't a PDF, but I only managed just to kind of do it without too much hassle. This amigurumi star is made by crocheting 2 flat star shapes and sewing them together back to back. Work in the round without joining the rounds, and start with a magic ring or chain 2 and work in the first chain. There's a tip for you. And as long as you know how to do a slip stitch and single crochet, you will be fine with this. If you want to add a face, sew 2 black beads on for eyes and add a small black mouth. That's what's written there anyway, isn't it? That's what's on the pattern. So thought that would be ideal. Again, I haven't really got much I can tell you about it, because it just says that they've had quite a few requests for a pattern with these amigurumi stars, so here it is. In time you will make lots before Christmas. They look cute with or without a face and can be used for a variety of things. You could make them in different sizes and hang loops or key rings, string from them to make a garland, or use them as bows, fillers, decorations, or even stocking stuffers. And that's what I said, wasn't it? Different things for different stocking fillers or anything like that. So that was the one star thing that I have found, and the other one is just very simple, that can be made in a few minutes and then just bagged up and just put around in different places. because I thought that would be really nice for the act of kindness ones as well. And sticking with the hearts and stars theme, there's some hearts that can be used for the same thing. Wouldn't that be cute if you found one of those with eyes and a smiling face? And you can use that's really good for a scrap yarn project. There's pictures all the way around, so every step of the way, so you're not going to get mixed up. And the pattern notes are, as you work through the pattern, be sure to make sure that you count carefully and use stitch markers to keep track of the first stitch in each row. Amigurumi requires a tight stitch. If you crochet loosely, then use a smaller hook. Keep those stitches close. We don't want to see any stuffing. You will need a ball of worsted weight yarn. Any scrap will do because they're really tiny. Optional items are safety eyes or felt, embroidery floss or thin yarn, keyring or brooch findings, ribbon or cord for hanging. And they're saying a 4 or a 4.5mm hook depending on your yarn. So there we go. I love them. They really are very cool. And sticking with the heart and stars theme, I've just got 2 left now, so I won't be very long. And that is 2 filet crochet blankets, one with hearts and one with stars. And the heart one, the measurements are 32 inches by 31.5 without the edge, but with the edge it's 36 by 35. And you approximately need about 6 balls of wool for this, and they're recommending it's a 3mm hook, and they're suggesting to use bamboo, rainbow bamboo. But again, you don't need to use it, which you can use your favourite one or whatever. But it is really, really lovely, and I just think that would make a lovely, lovely gift. And the same for this one. The skill level is easy as well, so that's good. They're both Yarnspiration. Oh no, this one was a hobby one, and this one is a Yarnspirations one. And this one measures 34 inches wide and 46 inches long. They're suggesting it on this one for an 8mm crochet hook, but that's because they're using Bernette Baby Blanket. Again, you can use any yarn you like. And there's also a chart so that you can see which ones on the darker ones is the ones that you have to leave out, because obviously the idea of filet crochet is just to skip stitches into a shape or a pattern. So we're at 54 minutes now, so I'm going to go because it is getting very late, and I'm sorry that I was yawning come the end, but I'm usually in bed by now. So I am going to go. I need to upload this very quickly and fill in all the information, and then I'm off to bed. So you will be watching this on Friday morning for Free Pattern Friday. So take care everyone. Please keep the comments coming, I love it. Tell me which ones you like and which you don't. If you've got any ideas of anything that you want me to search for, I'm really happy to do so. So leave a comment in the box to say what you want me to look for, or if you want to, if you have made any of the patterns in the past that I've found, or you are making them, and if you do make any future ones from any of my Friday videos, then email me your pictures, because I'm really interested in you showing me, because I really love it, and I like to make sure that I'm making the right choices to show you for the Free Pattern Friday, because although I am the one that makes the decisions to show you the patterns, if you want me to search for something, then obviously it's my perception of that thing that you want me to show, to find, to see if my variation of it suits you. So I'm going to go, but like I say, keep liking, keep commenting, and keep sharing my channel, because I would love for it to grow, and that every little helps. So take care, everyone. I will see you on Monday now with an episode video to show you what I've been getting up to in the week. Take care, my sweethearts. Bye.